Hello everyone and welcome back to another race of the Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition All Skills Tournament. I'm Poogle and I'm going to be commentating here with Snoop. How you doing? I'm doing alright. So we have got Willson versus Cutieroo. Now, Willson is 2-0 and Cutieroo is 0-1. We're going to have a pretty good race today. Willson being keyboard and mouse, Cutieroo being a hybrid controller scheme. You commentated Cutieroo's match a couple days ago. Why didn't you say a bit about?
Yeah, it was very interesting to watch because in that race, she actually PB'd, and it was her first tournament race ever, so that was very impressive to watch. Other than that, she joined in the end of last year, like 2017, and I believe she also will do the water route, though I'm not sure if she changed that in the last few days of practicing.
Well, we're certainly going to have to see. Meanwhile, Willson obviously is a very accomplished runner of this game, and has also the person we can thank for the lovely intro videos that we have for this. So, what do you think? You think we're going to see another sub 30 race time today?
Would be very impressive to see. I mean, maybe Willson even will get back his world record in this race. Who knows? Pressure is definitely on.
That would be a sight to see. I don't want to jinx anything, but hey, who knows? And it looks like we are off.
Yeah, we probably won't see much of a difference in the early game, as sort of expected and said multiple times. There's not much to do in terms of strats besides jumping a lot.
As the runners jump and run their way down to the first ability sign, which is somewhat of an ability, but it's what allows us to actually, well, fight and shoot the things, as well as get our first energy cell to run.
And Willson with a very dark color code, maybe that affects his play, though I don't really expect it to happen.
The worst is when you end up having a color code that is almost the same color as the backgrounds. Oh,
yeah, he switches it there.
What's your favorite color, Ori?
I think green. Both light and dark, I think, are pretty cool.
Yeah, those are pretty nice looking.
So because of the keyboard mouse advantage, Willson took a quick lead here by a few seconds, and also just a little bit of cleaner movement coming down to sign. But again, nothing much at this point.
Keyboard mouse runners oftentimes have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to shots because of the scroll wheel.
Yeah, and I mean, especially Willson, he's really abusing the mouse buttons, and also in general just keybinds.
Keybinds are a really nice thing, especially for some of the later tricks, and especially a couple of the harder tricks such as Crazy Juggle.
Definitely. And also, a funny side note, Willson actually rebinds his jump to his left mouse button for some reason. Maybe that makes him go faster or something, I don't really know.
A lot of the times key bindings or even controller mappings can be just down to runner personal preference.
Yeah, true. So we didn't see Willson pick up the health cell that Cutieroo is going on for right now.
A lot of times, most runners will pick up that health cell, just because it gives a little bit of extra safety, and that way you don't have to dodge all of these slimes and brambles on one health. A little scary sometimes.
Definitely, very scary, especially in the mid and late game, where you don't have any safety health whatsoever.
Now, Willson looks like he's gonna level up back on the way up from the wall jump tree. Curious as to route Cutieroo is gonna take on experience.
Doesn't seem to damage boost on the bramble wall there, so another just tiny optimization you can go for. And she levels up on the way down, it looks like.
We're gonna have a bit of a high five. As Willson is gonna take this jump, well, it was not jump pad, but flower, on the way back up. That way you can also get a bunch of the experience from those brambles, which is sometimes nice.
And hey, Wilson actually is rocking the green Ori right now.
Hey! Now, the runners are on their way to the marvelous, majestic place that is Blackroot Burrows. What are your thoughts on Blackroot, Snoop? Isn't it lovely?
It sure is, but it's also very scary.
That was sarcasm, Snoop. Please don't agree with me there.
Okay, sorry.
No,
I mean, it's a cool place. I really like the how's it called? Technique it introduces, like with the platforming cycles. But it's definitely not a nice place to be in.
Oh. Considering with all of the things that can horribly kill you, from the spikes to the lasers to the spiky shooty things, that wow, I almost forgot the word for the little slimy things. That's good job, May.
I mean, there's not really an official word besides slimes, so you can call them whatever.
So there is a new strat that was found really recently. I wonder if we are going to see Willson do that with the cutscene stacking in BRB.
I would assume so. It's like, it feels pretty convenient to do, and like also pretty consistent, so
Ooh!
luckily he saved right there. That was a quick death from him.
So the save at the bottom here next to this shooter, I believe is often used to manipulate platform cycles at the top of this laser shaft. Now the other save that is oftentimes used is right at the side of the jump pad, right before the top. But because of that death, the platform cycles coming up are going to be a little screwy.
Yeah, but it still was a very nice choice from him to go for the safety save instead of the platform cycles, because otherwise he would have lost a lot more time.
Absolutely. Oh no, and he misses. Oh, that mouse movement does not look happy.
And I didn't see Cutieroo save, but she did get through very cleanly, so no hiccups there.
Now, each of these platform cycles loses about 8 seconds, so there is some merit to wanting to do the manipulations, but it's not necessary in the slightest, and it's a little difficult sometimes.
For sure. Also, she tries to dodge the slime there. That looked very cool.
I haven't seen her experience the... Okay, so it looks like she's going a little bit on the more careful side, not killing that slime. Choosing to save and quit. Oh! That's a platform manipulation I haven't seen before.
Yeah, that was interesting. Very nice idea from her. Also, Willson did not go for the new strat, he just opted to go for the older one that we're used to, the darkness cutscene skip.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, she is gonna save and quit. Going back for that cycle manipulation, but she does have that save right there.
Yeah, some nice value for coming out from Cutieroo right there.
Now, if you look over to the left side, Willson is doing, I'd wager to say one of the most infamous tricks of all skills.
Well, it is pretty famous, and especially also for not being as tedious as the vanilla version of the trick.
I can't imagine anything being more tedious than this.
Oh, it sure was more tedious.
Oh dear, that sounds awful.
Yeah, as a perspective, you had to take Frog far more from the left, and also make it manipulate it so that it dodges some spikes, because otherwise you would have to redo the trick over again, and you couldn't save after wall jump because you needed the energy. So yeah, messing it up was a very bad time.
That sounds awful. But Willson making super quick work of it, like it looks like nothing.
Yeah, really seeing the top level there.
Going for... Ooh, missing the God Cycle for Grotto.
And meanwhile, Cutieroo is on her attempt for Frog Walk.
Willson gonna be coming up to grabbing this key, getting through the door. Ooh.
Oh. Cutieroo took a quick death to the frog. Actually, not very quick. That was pretty unfortunate. And falls down afterwards, so re-quits and reloads the game.
Oof.
Pretty unfortunate for her.
That's always pretty tough, having to do that all again.
And on the left, we see some blind movement from Willson coming out of the double jump area. Takes a bit of damage in the spikes, but it should be fine. Yeah, he goes for a safety save.
Does look like Cutieroo decided to save on the teleporter, so she doesn't have to run all the way back out of Blackroot.
That's not a bad idea. It definitely loses you less time in case you mess up again.
Let's see if she can get it this time. Oh no!
Ah, she almost recovered from it. Just was a bit low. Didn't get all the energy in the door. I also want to point out that Willson seems to have very good movement through the grotto. We unfortunately couldn't catch the grotto skip attempts because of some stream issues, but it looked very clean. Like I got through it without any problems at all.
This split, I say, is one of the most difficult as far as early game movement, because all you've got is dash and double jump, and yet you've got to go through a very difficult series of movements for going up the walls vertically, trying to get through towards the Ginso tree.
Yeah, and even though it's hard to find like a point where you would like reset a lot because of some mistakes, it definitely is very hard to optimize it.
That it is. The early part of the game is very reset heavy when you're going for PB attempts.
Definitely. And Cutieroo looks like got through nicely, got through Frunky Walk nicely this time.
And makes the safety save immediately.
Very smart choice from her.
Now, the Ginso tree on Wilson's side is the first dungeon, and one of the vertical places of movement we have to do in this game, as going for the telehops. Those are always
It's a
so
very
nice
cool
to see.
strat. Pretty hard to do, but still very, very nice to see from runners.
Those are always super slick. Is
Also,
sorry?
yeah, sorry. Going for a quick cycle there. Dying in the spikes resets the cycle of this shooter here. Just saves like 1 or 2 seconds. It's not much, but going for every single optimization in this run.
Now, one of the main reasons why a lot of people will bind their shooting to scroll wheel is this right here. This Ginso mini-boss, which spawns in 1 of 5 places in this darned tree. There is a single frame tell, a little white blip, that can often be seen when you're looking for it, but Willson makes that look easy. That is infuriating at times, especially when you can't see where it's going to be next.
It does look like he got the tell every single time, just barely missed some shots in one of the cycles, so he didn't get a 4 cycle, but still a very clean 5 cycle, which is very nice to see.
Oh, absolutely. That was super clean.
Cutieroo coming up on her grotto skip attempts, gets it first try. That's very impressive. That jump is a lot more precise than it looks.
That's one of the main reasons why that series of movement is very difficult. As is what she is doing now, getting up these walls.
Yeah, they are very trolly. Sometimes not resetting your, or not allowing you to wall jump and then just taking away your double jump as well. So you can't do much. Sometimes you're just lost. Willson going for a quick double bash to get up there and save on the upper platform, just another smaller optimization.
First try is the key dupe, which is a necessary little exploitation that we have to do in the Ginso tree in order to properly get enough keys for a section later where we need to replace keys from a swimming section.
Also gets a very nice hyperspeed afterwards, entering the mini boss now. This one is a lot easier to quickly kill because you only have to jump off the left wall 4 times to do it quickly, and no more like spamming your shots.
Alright, Willson gonna be heading over to one of the other extremely annoying and difficult tricks of this run.
Yeah, this one has actually only been routed in last year, so a pretty huge route difference from before that. It allows us to skip the clean water at the end of Ginso tree, and allows us just to enter the swamp area and the stump tree a bit more quickly, at the cost that we don't have clean water though.
Which means no swimming! Well, except for the very end part in escape. But that just means that we have to have at least 5 HP.
Yeah, and we will see Willson pick up some health towards the end of the run. Just he will opt.
Oh no!
The shot trolling him, going through the roof there. That can, for some reason, sometimes happen both to the shot and also to the frog, which is very weird.
The worst thing is not when the shot phases through that one, but when you bash the frog and the frog phases through the first one.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to recover from that.
Willson choosing to do a series of double bashes to get up there.
That was very clean by him. He also got the hyperspeed movement at the door at the bottom. Cutieroo fell down in the first room at Ginso, and maybe it looked like it was an intentional death with a dash into the spikes to reset the platform so that they aren't swinging so much. Also saves there because of a camera glitch, so very nice from her to know how to fix it.
At least the camera glitch is the best case scenario for things going wrong when you're... Ooh, nice save. Getting on the platform.
Very nice recovery there.
Camera glitch being the least problematic thing to go wrong when you're trying to go through the Ginso tree and you die. If you take the death, leave and then re-enter the Ginso tree, strange things can happen to the platforms.
Yeah, we only see that in well, we actually see it abused in the any percent round.
Oh, yes, we do. Hey, Snoop, I gotta ask, did you see anything on Wilson's side? Maybe a giant big bird?
No, I didn't. Looks like the cutscene that I usually watch got patched out of the game.
You sure?
Well, I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. Well, guess that must mean it's not there. Nah, it just means that Willson got the cutscene skip right.
Yeah, and we'll see if Cutieroo will get it later on. I believe she told you that she will go for it today.
I believe she may attempt to go for it, yes?
So we'll see if it actually got patched or if Willson just is a filthy cheater.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you know speedrunners and abusing glitches are cheaters, right?
At the charge plan tree, it looks like Willson was 29 seconds behind PB.
Cutieroo took a quick death. I believe she didn't level up at the double jump tree, like rekindle, so saving didn't give her back health, and so she couldn't damage boost from the spikes. So she has to play it a bit more safe in this area. And now Willson on the left side is gonna attempt fast stumpless.
Looks like he didn't like the first shot. Likes the second shot. Down, gonna wait for the spider. First bash, second bash, and gets it!
Very nicely done by him.
No sad sell list today for Willson.
It's always nice to see that.
Yeah, that is always hard to have to get around sometimes. There are a couple of backups in case that does occur. You can either go back to a save. There is an ability to sell all the way on the bottom right-hand side of Valley, but that's just slow.
Yeah, and I believe Willson does know all the backups as well, though.
It would not surprise me.
He made that Sorrow Bash look easy. That was a actually pretty precise trick. And he gets it first try, so very nice by him.
Anytime someone makes it look easy, it's so nice. And Willson going for Crazy Juggle. This is a trick that is shenanigans because it's really only doable on keyboard mouse with excessive key binding. Oh no!
Oh. Looks like he dropped the juggle and had to kill the frog. So now he's just going for the normal frog juggle.
Rip the frog!
I mean, it's also nice to sometimes see normal frog juggle again, because it only has been used in the old route. But of course, Willson wouldn't be Willson if he wouldn't go for Crazy Juggle just with the other frog, and this time he doesn't damage him and gets him up nicely.
Oof. Now Willson going to skip the Sunstone cutscene, because this is one of the long cutscenes that we don't want to see. Now, Cutieroo coming up to the second Ginso mini-boss, looks like she almost got the hyperspeed, too. She just didn't jump over the plant in time.
And here we see a route difference from Cutieroo actually going to finish the Ginso tree to still have some clean water. It doesn't lose you much time, only maybe a minute or something, and so going for it is really not a problem.
Now, it looks like to me from her experience that she is going to go for course skip. At least that is what her experience looks like it's metered out to be.
Yeah, it looks like she will go for it. Course skip is a pretty cool skip in my opinion. It allows you to level up at a specific point and it will destroy both sides of the corruption in this room, so you don't have to go to the right room of Ginso.
There you have it. Now, this is something that we don't get to see too often anymore, because not a lot of people do it, but Ginso escape. This is one of the old favorite movement sections for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's... Oh, barely recovers from that. She almost took a dump in the water.
Gets hit by the frog, Cutieroo1. I think anything will kill her if she gets hit by it.
Probably, yeah. This area is not easy, but it definitely is one of the most, well, impressive to watch if done nicely. Oh, gets trolled by the flower there. Not sure what happened exactly, but does still make it up, so no death yet.
Don't jinx it.
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
That was very weird.
That was rather odd.
Maybe it was some lag or loading, or it had something to do with camera glitch in the beginning of the tree, but I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm not certain, but she didn't die from it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. She got through it first try, which is very nice to see. It's very easy to die in the escape. Meanwhile, on the left, we see Willson just making Misty Woods look easy. And he even is on 1 HP at this point, so it's very dangerous. Anything can kill him. But he's still going for all the charge dashes and cancels, and it's very impressive to watch.
Oof. That was a nice save where he ended up jumping back before the platform to make sure that the laser didn't kill him, too.
And we see him go for some very dangerous but cool looking rocket jumps in this area. Very nicely done by him.
Oh, the meatballs!
Also gets a quick kill on the mini boss. Very nicely done by him. I believe that was.
I think I blinked and missed something again. Was anything actually there?
Well, he got experience for some reason. Not sure why.
Must have been something. Probably wasn't too important.
As we see Cutieroo heading out of the stomp area, she doesn't have to look out for the water here. It's actually pretty easy to quickly dump into the water on your way down, so... But since she has clean water, she doesn't have to, like, look out that she doesn't take any damage.
This is an interesting long save anywhere.
I'm sure he'll do fine. As we see a pretty cool skip from Cutieroo on the right, which is called Drainless, because we don't have Charge Flame at this point, so we had to stomp an underwater rock. And she gets it very nicely, saves in midair. Pretty cool by her.
Willson getting that fast laser cycle, which, oh, behind that save anywhere is scary.
Ooh, Cutieroo took a quick death, but luckily chose a very common safety save at that location, so doesn't lose too much time at this point.
Willson going for the grenade jumps.
Those are so cool. I love grenade jumps.
They're silly, and yet another frame-perfect trick in this game ends their great.
Well, that's true. They're definitely not easy to do, but once you get them, they're really cool.
Alright, so we gotta look at Cutieroo's screen, see if we actually missed something. I guess they must have patched it out then.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned.
She just reloaded her save the first time because, I don't know, we call it RNG manipulation, I think.
I don't know, but she does pick up that health cell in where the spiders are, which is a lot of times the 5th health cell that runners are going to pick up. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Willson
at this point... Oh! she killed the spider, so she couldn't get out anymore. So she reloads the save. Luckily, he has a safety save down there, though.
And the second grenade jump from Willson. Oh, from Willson. Cutieroo falling off the wall.
Yeah, that's the problem with the grotto walls. They're really trolly, and it's very easy to miss some inputs.
Alright, so, door warp. Another frame perfect trick on Wilson's side. Get it first. Oh, having a bit of trouble with it. Third try, alright.
That's nicely done by him. He just skipped the entire last dungeon, very nicely. And I mean, it's a frame perfect trick, so you can't blame him for missing it twice.
And with him having a 5 HP, escape's gonna be a little hairy.
Yeah, he can't take any damage anywhere because he skipped clean water, so he actually has to manipulate some fish in the water in this final escape so that he can actually make it through.
Alright, gets the bash off the elemental and is dropping down, like you said, has to manipulate the fish. Looks like he's just barely through. Avoid spawning Kuro, which means that our giant angry bird count is at, I believe, 0. First try grenade jumps.
Very nice. He made that trick look really easy, which it definitely is not because, well, it's one of the lot of one-frame tricks we have in this run.
GG to Willson. All he's got to do is hold right.
Yeah, not as much as you would have if you don't go for the grenade jump, because we skipped a lot of the final cutscene. But, yeah, not much to do for him at this point anymore. He is going for some optimizations. Very nice.
The optimizations are fantastic. And we're going to get a final time in a moment. Our final time for Willson is going to be 30:16.
That was very impressive to watch.
It does, on the right, it does look like Cutieroo is going to, is not going to go for, is going to go for Fast Ompus. Deciding to make the save up there instead, though.
That's not a bad idea. If you miss it, you can just quickly reload the save, and you will be spawned back up there.
Yeah, didn't look like she liked the shot either. It looked a little high.
Having a few problems here, but this trick is not easy, especially if you only have learned it just like very recently.
Oh yeah. Oh, that looks good. Bashing off the lid. Ooh, no!
Oh, unfortunately takes a death.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh no, that also looks like a really good shot. That might have been a little high. Bashes off 1 lantern, 2 lanterns. The spider shot the 3rd lantern to the cell. And gets it!
Very nice. Good job from her.
Excellent work getting that Fast Ompus.
It looks like in just a minute we will see Willson for an interview here. Meanwhile, Cutieroo will make her way up to Sorrow Bash and Sorrow Pass, so make sure to not miss that.
Now, with the 5 HP that she has, she can take a single damage boost off of these horrible, horrifying spikes anywhere in Sorrow Pass. So, Sorrow Bash, it'll be interesting to see which method she ends up going for, whether it's going to be a damage boost or other.
Take some damage from the frog, so if she doesn't do a safety save up here, which it looks like she does, okay, so now she can take damage again.
Looks like she's still slightly ahead of her, ahead of her PB at Feather. go, trying to get over there. Those birds are a hard thing to manipulate.
Yeah, and especially it looks like she doesn't go for the double bash method, so she has to manipulate both of them, which is definitely harder. But gets it nicely and takes a safety save. Very nice choice from her.
Saves almost immediately afterwards and chooses not to do the rocket jump. And it sounds like we have Willson joining us. How are you feeling after that run?
Hey guys, I'm feeling pretty good. It was a pretty solid run overall. Few mistakes here and there, but nothing too major.
What was going through your head when the frog died for Crazy Juggle?
Oh man, I mean, it's painful. That trick is pure nightmare. I was pretty close, so I got really frustrated. It's I just want to get it once during a race. I've failed every time, I think, so far.
Oh no.
So I just want to get it once cleanly, get that good split. But it is like one of the hardest tricks in the run. So, and I haven't had much time to practice, so I can't really expect to get it that often right now.
You still go for it, which is amazing.
It definitely isn't an easy trick. Like, messing it up is very easy, as it's like you have a 2-frame window for every single input and you have to do it multiple times, so going for it is definitely very risky.
Yeah, and I also don't know how to do the terror break, so...
Oh.
I never had to practice that.
At least you know the backup for the frog juggle.
Oh yeah. Or I can just do the old school juggle, if everything else fails.
Right. Have you ever considered learning the terror break method just in case?
I probably should. I haven't really given it any thought, but yeah, I probably should. If not for all skills run, for randomizers and other stuff.
Speaking of terror break, I believe Cutieroo just accidentally messed up and leveled before getting up there. She's gone back to the charge jump tray. Oof.
So Willson, going into this race, you actually got a better race time, better best race time. Was that actually your overall goal for this race, or did you maybe want to PB or even take back the world record?
No, I wasn't really attempting to get back the world record, especially not after Black Root, where I messed some things up. But I was definitely trying to get a better race time, like best race time. So I tried to play a little bit safer in certain areas, Misty most of all. Because if you die in Misty, you get sent back so far, I mean. So I tried to be a bit safer in Misty. But yeah, I really tried to minimize mistakes, or at least keep them very small. So that was pretty much my goal for the run. My actual goal was I want to get a 29 as a best race time. I would be happy with. So, but this is pretty close. So I don't know. I still have one race to go, and we'll see.
So going into brackets, who do you want to face off against most?
Hello, Jiminy and I have recently been rivals quite long, so I would definitely like to face up against Hello. Ronnie's recently also stolen my world record, so I don't know, they're kind of tied on who I want to face. But both of them, both Hello, Jiminy and Uncle Ronnie, I'll be happy with that.
And are you explicitly scared of facing off someone like, for example, Hydra with now a 28 in a race?
Hydra, yeah, definitely. Hydra's very scary. I don't know why he doesn't have the world record, actually. I think he has some of the best movement in the entire community, actually. So I think if he just put his mind to it, he could probably create a world record that nobody else can beat. So I'm definitely scared of Hydra. I'm definitely scared of pretty much everyone in the top 10. But yeah, I try to not focus on that.
Good job on your race today and your best race time. And good luck on your last race that you have to do. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll be part of that insane getting a 28 in a race next time rounds.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us, and we will bring back the action to Cutieroo now, who had it into Misty with a pretty nice pace, I would say.
I didn't quite catch if she put... There we go. There's the answer to my question. Safety save right there.
And that's a good choice. Otherwise, you would go either back to the start of Misty if she saved there, or if not, actually back to the top of Sorrow, and she would have to make her way back to this very nice idea from her there.
That's kind of what Willson actually brought up, where if you die in Misty, you go all the way back, and that's a huge time loss.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen at all.
Considering that Misty has some of the hardest movement in the game, considering it's all about the movement. Gets hit there. One more hit at the spikes. It's gonna kill her. Oh, and kills the frog on the spikes too. But Misty, there's no real, like, tricks to get through it like there is with Sorrow Bash. It's just, hey, here's all of the abilities in the game to help you with movement. Have fun.
And she didn't do a safety save at the top, but chose to do one at the bottom, so once again, nice choice from her to go for that.
Having a wide variety of areas that you're comfortable with making saves in Misty is always nice. That way, just in case things go wrong, you get hit by a spike, always have that little bit of extra leeway if you end up dying.
Yeah, and I was gonna point out that she is on 5 HP, so she can actually take 2 hits, but that's still not a lot. Like, once she gets hit once, she has to be very careful to not take any damage from the spikes anymore.
Spikes are going to kill you all the time. Choosing to jump through the meatball shaft rather than the crazy rocket jumps.
Yeah, it's not a shame to just take it slow there. It's very dangerous to go for the rocket jump.
Especially considering that any damage will then... And she's luring the Frunky into the boss fight!
And she leveled up early, so she killed, I think, both the boss and the frog with her level up explosion. That was a nice strat.
That was a lovely strat, making another safety save heading out of Misty. Really clean overall.
Yeah, didn't, like, die or anything, like, pretty clean from her, I have to say. So now she's...
manages to get the side of that wall heading up to the teleporter.
And now she's heading back to Blackroot Burrows to pick up her final skill and finish up the game. Still on a pretty good pace.
Blackroot looks a lot less scary. One, when there's no darkness, and two, when you have all the movement abilities to get through it and just make it look a lot more trivial.
Oh, for sure. And also if you don't have to worry about any of the platform cycles.
Those cycles are the worst. Now, Cutieroo, the safety save that she made there was actually to make sure that the door to pull the lever stayed open. Goes for the rocket jumps. Oh no, the bird!
Yeah, she can't put a safe down if enemies are around. Manages to bash the bird out of the way and put the safety down right there.
Looks like she's having a little bit of trouble. Oh no!
Oh, and got sniped.
But she did get the save right there.
Yeah. So that actually wasn't that bad, like, because it reset the bird's position, and now she was able to get her save anywhere up nicely, and manages to skip the cutscene, which is one of the longest ones in the run.
I believe it is the same relative length as the Sunstone cutscene, which is another thing that we just don't want to see.
Yeah, definitely. And she picks up her light grenade and is now heading towards Mount Haru. I don't believe we will see her going for some of the grenade jumps Willson went for, because, well, they're one-frame tricks and you don't have to go for them, like they're optional ones.
Oh, did rekindle the save though.
Yeah, so that death wasn't very long.
Not going for the rocket jumps to avoid the laser cycles here. That laser is actually really finicky. If you just crouch underneath it, it won't actually hit you.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, she's at,
Oh,
like,
getting
one
chased by
health.
the boulder.
Oh, thank goodness.
Manages to escape it.
She's not taking that health, or is she saving
She doesn't
first?
have to. Because she does have the clean water, and she's already on 5 health, which is, well, if you clean the water, definitely more than you need, so she will be good to go for the final escape.
Which does make sense. So instead of taking that health, you just chose to save at the teleporter instead. Does the rocket jump on the Frankie, because if you don't trigger the cutscene that apparently was patched out, then if you're on your way back, you'll still possibly trigger it.
Yeah, you'll have to take the upper route there to not trigger it, so she does the rocket jump up there. As expected, also didn't go for the health cell in Horror Fields, and is now also quickly coming up on her door warp attempts. We'll see how she can do on that.
I want to say second try. Because door warp's been giving people problems.
Yeah,
But
true.
I want to say second try. What do you think?
I think I'm also gonna go with second try, and that would actually beat Willson because he only got it third try.
There's one. Now there's two. Can she meet Willson on third? Yes, she can!
She does, very nice. 3 tries is still pretty good.
Now, Willson had to have 5 HP, at least, to go through the swimming section. Because Cutieroo ended up cleaning the water, that's not an issue. Do you think we'll see fish strats?
I'm not sure if she is aware of fish strats. It's a pretty old strat that was done way before we knew of grenade jump, and because you will trigger Kuro in the last part, can't go for it, like, usually can't go for the grenade jump. It's still possible, just a lot more tight. So if she goes for grenade jump, I don't think we'll see her go for fish strats, unfortunately. But it definitely would be cool to see, because we don't really see it anywhere else in the tournament.
And the water is clean. Bashes off 1 fish, 2 fish. No Kuro. Let's see if she goes for grenade jump or if she just decides to. She is just gonna decide to leave escape.
And I believe in her PB she also didn't get grenade jump and just decided to go into the final cutscene. So this is looking to maybe be a PB.
Well, GG to Cutieroo. We're gonna have to see just exactly what timing that is going to be. But that does indeed look like it could be a PB.
Yeah, and PBing again would be very impressive because, well, then she PB'd 2 out of 2 in both of her races.
Which is astonishing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else has managed to do that yet, so that's very impressive.
Her previous time was 49:08, so this is going to be a PB by want to say around 30 seconds, but we're gonna have to wait on that. He's got to
Probably
hold
even
right
longer
here.
than that.
He's got to hold
looks
right
like-
here. Will we see the hops?
Nope. The hops are slower anyway, so maybe if she knows she's on PB pace, she just decides to not go for it. And it's 48:15. That's almost a minute PB. That's very impressive.
Let's see what the proper time is. And it is indeed a 48:15. Now, good job to both runners. Excellent race.
Yeah, both good jobs to Willson for getting a better race time, and also for Cutieroo for getting another PB. Very nice.
With that, Willson is not quite done with his races. He's got one more to go in the Thornfeld Swamp group. He moves to 3-0 as Cutieroo moves to 0-2. The
But
next
she does still have 2 matches, and actually the next one that is gonna happen out of the Ori tournament is again a match from Cutieroo versus Mad Insane at 3 p.m. But next up on this channel, we got some Super Mario Sunshine coming up.
It would appear that the Thornfeld Swamp group is getting most of their matches done today, as Wilson's last match is also gonna be later at 5.
Oh, interesting.
Thornfeld Swamp is gonna have a lot of races going on today. I believe that wraps us up today, at least for now.
Yeah, feel free to tune in again at 3 p.m. on Speed Gaming 2 for the next Ori race. And yeah, thanks for commentating with me.
Thanks for commentating with me, and I hope everyone had a lovely time. Catch y'all later.
So,
Ooh.
luckily he saved right there. That was a quick death from him. The older one that we're used to, the Darkness cutscene skip. Oh.
Oh, she's gonna save and quit.
Some spikes, because otherwise you would have to redo the trick over again. And you couldn't save after wall jump because you needed the energy, so yeah, messing it up was very bad. We'll see Willson pick up some health towards the end of the run. He will opt.
Oh no!
A shot trolling him, going through the roof there.
Spider. First bash, second bash, and gets it!
Very nicely done by him.
Really only doable on keyboard mouse, with excessive key binding. Oh no!
Oh. Looks like he dropped the
Project.
and what is that?
Don't know.
That was very weird. And we see him go for some very dangerous but cool looking rocket jumps in this area. Very nicely done by him. Get out anymore, so she reloads the save. Luckily he has a safety save down there though.
And the second grenade jump from Wilson. Oh! From Wilson and Cutieroo falling off the wall. Which means that our giant angry bird count is at, I believe, 0? First try grenade jumps!
Very nice.
And she's luring the Frunky into the boss fight!
And she leveled up early, so she killed, I think, both the boss and the frog with her